to I've Seen Things.
Hi.
I'm Tasha.
And I'm Amy. You ready for that?
No. We're here to talk about safety, logistics, and how they interplay.
Yes. It's our new word.
Yes.
Get
We're
used
sticking
to
with it. It's a new year. It's new us. No, it's not.
It's not. It's the same us. Don't even
us.
try and pretend it's new. We're not new.
No.
Okay, well, on this episode, it's all about me. Not me specifically, but me in the sense of safety. Whoa.
That's all about me.
No, we talked a lot about logistics on our last episode, so we're just sort of alternating, I guess, with how these interchange, but trying to highlight each other's area.
Field of expertise.
Yeah. So I thought I'd start off with talking a little bit about the introduction of body cams in
supermarkets.
Fabulously fun retailers that we all love at the moment. And we're going to shake our heads. Coles and Woolworths.
The ones that are backpedaling very fast on all of their prices because there's a royal commission.
Yeah. Gotta say, for all our international listeners and watchers out there, Australia does love a good royal commission. If we could do that every week, I think we would. We do love it.
Yes, but I think in this particular case, it was sorely required because everyone could see that they were price gouging.
It's so obvious.
But it was the only way to hold them accountable because they've removed all of the competition from the market.
Yes.
Which is exactly what the Royal Commission said.
Yes. So if you had a brain, you could
and eyes,
you would see it was very clear what they were doing.
Yes.
So because there's such a rise in workplace violence and aggression,
particularly in customer service roles like supermarket cashiers and servicemen,
any sort of customer-facing role, really, like if you sort of think about it, phone as well. If you're on the phone a lot, that's also really can be quite bad.
To be, I feel like I should say fair, but frank is better.
Be frank.
The only way I could ever get through to a person at Telstra, because it has that.
Oh, yeah.
It has that automated.
Like the button? You press a button? No.
No, it has that new one that's really stupid where it's like, tell me what your problem is.
Oh, no.
And I will forward you to the right department. And it never does.
Because it
never forwards you to the right department. It just keeps telling you, I don't know what you said. I don't know what you mean. Please restate that. If you start swearing at that stupid automated voice, if for some reason it does the opposite of what anyone else wants, and it puts the angry person through to a person. Yeah. Most of those automated voice things where you're like, fuck, will hang up on you, but the Telstra one forwards you to an actual person in customer service.
So it's teaching everyone to lose their minds.
Yeah, seriously. If I need to talk to someone at Telstra now, I literally just pick up the phone, get the automated service, and just go, fuck.
Hello, how can I help you?
Hi, I'd like to speak to you about changing my rate.
See, but that's also teaching the wrong behaviour for customers. So we've learned, and I say we, I'm referring to literally anyone
who has had a customer service job.
Yes, which is a majority of the people. And management and continuing evolution of how people engage with retailers and or whatever, anything else that you need to talk to somebody face-to-face or on the phone about for more information, that we've learned that you cannot control customer behaviour.
No.
So
you can occasionally shame them into altering it slightly.
Yes, and slightly is probably the best word for that, because no matter what, how you present and how you say it, there's that take offense culture as well immediately.
The one thing that I found is that the best way to shame them into behaving like a human being is for another customer to do it.
Yes. So it's not just you. You've got other people.
Yeah, you've got backup.
Yes. So it needs to be that you, the staff member of insert place here, but for this particular case and what I'm talking about at the moment, there's recently Coles has decided to implement all their staff wearing body cams.
Is it all the staff? I thought it was like the checkout staff. Like
Okay.
the ones that are doing, like the self-service where they're wandering around.
Wandering around.
Yeah.
Got it. Could be just that. I kind of got the impression it's all staff, but look, we can definitely put that in the show notes if we're clarify. If you want clarification. Anyway, some staff or all staff. I'll just cover all bases.
I know it's not all stores yet.
No, not all stores. So it's definitely a trial. So straight off the bat, with my thoughts are with this, body cams are quite contentious on both sides because we know our emergency services wear them. So police definitely wear them. It's part of their requirement, and as if the police need to wear any more stuff. They've got so much stuff.
I understand why the police have to wear it,
but they do need to wear them. Yes. So
I fully agree with the police having it,
Yes.
but my thing with that is that it should be on from the start of their shift to the end of their shift.
Yes.
There should be no, I'm going to go onto
off.
this house, I'm going to turn it on, and it should just be on the whole shift.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the police wear it, but we all know the police have a lot more
contentious interactions.
Yes, well that, but they also have a lot more support in what the police can do. So the laws in which they can manhandle someone, they can arrest someone, they can physically restrain someone. There's a lot that goes into what the police can and can't do, and there's really not a lot they can't do, to be honest. Like they can taser you, there's a lot of different things that they can do. So for this example, I just want to sort of highlight that if a police person is interacting with someone that's quite violent and aggressive, and that person comes at the police person and tries to grab their body cam and use it as sort of like I guess you become a hostage. That's probably the best way to describe it. And hold you there, and they might take a swing at you, they might spit at you. The police can take precautions and restrain you, turn you around, sort of manhandle you, insert all the ways that they can try and get that person away from them so they're not causing them harm. Whereas in the setting of a retail store, insert Coles or Woolworths, what can you do, my question is, as a retail staff member that's between the ages of 14 and 9 months upwards, what can you do if someone grabs your body cam? Nothing.
No.
You can't do anything.
No.
So as much as you're getting recorded, this body cam's recording all interactions, that's the assumption.
I mean, at the end of the day, I suppose it just becomes extra evidence in an assault case. But...
yeah, which goes to the police, ironically. So my question is, you've implemented a safety control, so it's recording all the time. That's the assumption, that it'll be recording all the time unless you go to the bathroom, you take it off, or you press stop or whatever. But yes, you're interacting with customers and they might grab it and hold you and, have violence and aggression interludes between multiple staff members. But really, if you throw a punch or if you try and stop them or fight back or, go to restrain them, if you're quite a, tough kind of sort of person, maybe that you go to the gym a lot, you might be able to actually do that, then you could potentially be had up for assault. So as much as it's trying, I guess, to set itself apart and say, we're deterring people from being violent and aggressive.
I suppose when it goes into assault, if that camera can prove that they were touched first, it becomes self-defense, not assault. But
yeah,
the thing for me about them having to put this in is that it just shows a complete lack of respect for people on, and I mean, this has been well and truly proven now, essential workers.
Yeah.
Because the world shut down.
Yep.
But those kids kept going to work.
They did. Yeah.
People like me in logistics, we kept going to work. Paramedics, police, fireys, there were a lot of people that were deemed essential workers. And ironically enough, a lot of them are at the very base end
Yeah.
of the wage scale.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And, that might be your first job as well.
Yeah.
So, I can't, we've all had to deal with customer aggression, violence and aggression in our respective jobs across the time that we've been working. But I can honestly tell you I would not wear a body cam if I wasn't a police person, because it opens up too many scary thoughts for what could happen, because you don't want someone to obviously physically touch you, kick you, punch you, but to get held by a body cam is a giant risk. And yeah, that's why
But the thing is, if they have a quick release strap, because from what I understand, they're being put onto a special harness, and if they've got a quick release strap and they grab you by the body cam, and you hit the quick release and it lets go and they fall over, do you then get done for assault?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I haven't had any case studies on that, or maybe it's happened, but I haven't heard anything about it. But that's the thing. And I guess it's that fight or flight situation. If you're in something like that and that's happening, depending on the person that you are, not everyone's built the same. You might freeze and not even remember you've got a quick release. So you're just standing there sort of at this person's mercy, depending on what they're going to do. Or you try and run and quick release and you get all tangled up. Oh, gosh. So that's why ambulance don't have them, because they did look at getting them for ambulance, but they don't also have the same, duties that any police person has. So they're not going to get them because they can't physically restrain anyone that's, if they're in an emergency situation, they need to call the police. They don't deal with it. They get the police. So as much as they are dealing with emergency situations, they're also not the police. So different parameters, different roles and responsibilities, and different things under the law of what you can and can't do. So the police wouldn't be giving someone fentanyl just because they thought that someone needed fentanyl. So I guess, yes, there's great things out there that you can put in for controls, but at the end of the day, what will it achieve for someone in a retail setting? You get a lot of footage, but there's CCTV. Yeah.
And I was going to say, the other argument they'll have is that you're not allowed to film like that, but you have no expectation of privacy. It's written on the doors as you go in that it's a private business and that there are cameras and security in place, and the fact that it's a body cam as opposed to a stationary CCTV camera, there's not much of a difference in regards to that filming.
No.
So,
no.
But I'm wondering how long it's going to take for people to turn around and do what they do to the police, which is when the police are wearing their body cam, someone will whip out their phone and be like, well, and then, I can't even remember how many times I've seen the police go, you need to stop filming. And it's like, no, actually I don't. I'm in a public area and you were a public officer.
Yeah.
I have every right to film you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And that's the other thing there was concerns about. And I mean, the police have them now, so there's sort of no going back. I don't know how you'd revert having body cams.
But even before the body cams came in, because they're a public service officer, you are allowed to film your interaction with them. You're allowed to record your interaction with them for your own safety. And if they're attempting to give you a fine for something you feel is illegitimate, then you're allowed to do that so that you can bring up the officer's conduct in court.
Yeah.
It's like you're allowed to take their badge number and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So the other side of it was the concern when they're looking at ambulance. I remember reading they were concerned if they were on from the minute they started their shift to the end of it.
Oh God, how much trauma would they have to see?
Well, a lot. But saying that, they were concerned about, so you're going to film everything that we do.
Yeah.
Well, if you're that concerned, what are you doing? What's going on?
But I can understand in their case, if I go to the restroom if I'm,
absolutely. Yes.
What do? Do I take it off and leave it on a chair outside? What if it gets nicked?
Oh, yeah.
Or are you seriously expecting me to take it into the restroom with me? Because that is a breach of privacy as well.
Absolutely. Yes. So I think for anyone that was really concerned about, so you're going to film everything that we do, meaning
there's two
customer
ways.
interaction, I guess patient interactions, when you're picking up patients and whatnot.
Because I suppose there's two ways to take that statement.
Yes.
There's the way I've taken it, which is, really, you want me to film going to the toilet?
I'm just going to the toilet.
But then you've got the way that it was like, but what are you doing that you don't want me to film? And it's like, going to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
What do you think I mean?
Yeah. And so the flip side of that coin as well was the whole thing of, well, you know, are you checking up on us with what we're doing out in the field? You know, we are doing, you know, but then they're sort of questioning like, but what, hang on a minute, what are you doing? You know,
why do you not want us to check up on you?
Why are you afraid of this? You shouldn't probably be afraid of someone, if it's being filmed from start to finish of shift, you should be just conducting yourself for the policies, procedures, all the things that are within that workforce that you're meant to sort of uphold and do right by your patients, by your co-worker, all the things that you should be doing. So if you're concerned, maybe there's things that you need to probably reassess what you're doing out in the field. But yeah, now that they've deemed it, no, we're not going to go that way because, yeah, you don't have the same duties as the police.
I suppose that you're not going to be, they're not expecting you to be in as many contentious situations.
No, definitely not. But at the same time, more often than not, they are in hectic situations, dealing with drunks, dealing with drug-affected people. The mental health of some people is not great either. So you could be with quite a violent, abusive person and they're having some sort of episode or something. So yeah, like in that respect, it may help, but
I think if that's the case on those things, I think the better way to maybe go about it would be to attach the camera to the ambulance.
Yeah.
And maybe to their equipment bag.
Yeah.
Rather than have it on the ambulance officer.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, 9 times out of 10, they tend to call the cops before. Like, if they know a certain particular house has someone they've picked up before, they won't go in without the police being there before them.
Yeah, and they don't even need to call the cops on that one. They just speak to their dispatch officer who arranges for the cops to meet them there anyway.
Exactly. So, there's a couple of different things. Yes, it's good because you can, you know, if you've been... you know, like the police have been too hectically brutal with you. You know, we hear that in America a lot. And so
in America, it's been found a few times that they sort of turn their cameras on and off when planting stuff, when misbehaving, when all that sort of stuff. And it's like, now that your camera's going on and off, we don't trust what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, both sides of the coin. And then if you've had someone that said something, but you definitely didn't do it, you can prove that, no, you didn't do it because this is my whole interaction, and you know I was doing everything by the book, blah blah. So, but yeah, I just don't see how it fits a supermarket setting, because we need to look at how we maybe look at trying to change customer behavior. And I know I preface this whole thing with saying we can't, but there's got to be a way beyond living costs, you know, inflation, all the obvious things that are making people quite upset and like quite stressed. How do you make it a better experience that you can't think that someone's going to come in and scream verbally like at you or be physically violent with someone over a piece of bread? I don't know. Whatever the price of something is, or
I know that there's problem customers that people have gotten used to dealing with, because even at my local Coles, I go to my local shops on a Friday afternoon on my way home from work, and I do my groceries because I don't want to have to think about it over the weekend. I want a weekend.
Yeah.
So I will stop on my way home from work on a Friday, and I'm one of those people, like I don't do the majority of my shopping in Coles. I refuse to. It costs far too much money, and I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I don't have to.
Yep.
Because there's a farmer's market, greengrocer at the other end of that shopping centre.
Yep.
And so I go there, and I mean, he's got brilliant fresh produce at really decent prices, and he's even got family mixed boxes it's like $30-$40 for this box, and inside there's veggies and fruit and, you know, snacks and that, and whatever's in the box is what you get. you don't get to choose.
No.
It's just whatever is in the box.
Yeah.
But then he's got all this fresh produce, and he's got stuff from everywhere.
Oh, cool.
Like he's got Greek preserves. He's got Arabic spices. He's it's ridiculous. I don't even buy my flour at Coles anymore.
Ooh.
Because he has like 2 kilos of flour for the same price as 500 grams at Coles.
Again, don't get us started on this price gouging business. It really, this is a separent podcast for
fucking
that.
ridiculous.
Random rambles.
Yeah.
And holy moly. But anyway.
We will be discussing it, so head on over there. But yeah, he has really good stuff. Like I think the other week he had massive Hass avocados, 68 cents.
Mm-hmm.
They're like $3 at Coles.
Yeah. But
so I go there, and then next door there's a butcher, and it's fresh meat. And again, he's used to we have a very multicultural area, so we have a lot of people that are looking for things that are a little bit different.
Sure.
We have quite a large Asian population.
Yeah.
And they have certain foods that they like that you wouldn't find in a normal butcher, but you will find them at our butcher.
Yeah.
Because our butcher now sells trays of chicken feet.
Oh.
For chicken feet stew. Yeah, I know, it sounds bad, but do you know it's really good for you? Because it's really high in collagen. So it's good for your joints, it's good for your skin, it's good for all sorts of stuff.
And everything,
I've never cooked it. I don't know where to start.
It's the little nails on there.
Most of those are cut off. Most of those are taken off before So, but anyway, but he's got that, he's got goat, he's got rabbit,
it covers a lot of bases.
There's a lot of stuff in there that you wouldn't even think of, but he has really good quality meat of all sorts at really good prices. So I think I spent $40 in there the other day, and I got meat for the whole week.
Well, that's the thing. I do the same. I go to my local butcher, and I spent $40 yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And that's covered me for, all night meals. Yep. So the big meals that I do.
I've got lunches and dinners for a week.
Nice. Yeah. I try and change it up with different stuff, so I'm not always having meat. Not to say that I don't love meat, because I do. But,
I try and have... But he sells fish as well.
Yeah, nice.
So,
he's a good butcher. Yeah. Cool.
So, but, like, you go there, between those two shops, I'll spend $60.
Yeah.
Maybe 70 or 80, depending on if I'm getting anything extra aside from veggies and meat. But then I have to go to Coles to get like body wash, shampoo, conditioner, laundry detergent, those sorts of things. But
the expensive stuff.
Yeah, the expensive stuff.
Really expensive stuff.
But I was there the other day, the Friday on my way home, and I'm listening to the security guy and the checkout girl talk down this guy. And the security guy says, mate, it's your 3rd time this week. If we have to throw you out again, you won't be coming back in at all. And he looked at the security guy and just went, how are you going to stop me? Really?
Yeah.
I have no idea what he did, but he did enough that half the checkouts refused to serve him.
Wow. It's definitely that guy. It's definitely whatever he's doing.
I have no idea what it was, because I only caught the tail end of it, and honestly, when you see stuff like that, you're sort of like, don't get involved, don't look like you're too interested, just get the fuck out. But
yeah, weird. 3rd time this week. Yeah. I mean, that's being a menace.
Yeah.
To society.
Well, certainly to Coles workers.
Yeah, to Coles workers specifically. But that's the thing. I think.
And our Coles workers are used to menaces, because we're surrounded by 7 different retirement homes and aged care facilities, so the people that come in aren't always lucid.
Yeah.
You laugh, but I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus. Okay. So, yes, body cams, good, but also not good. It definitely... I'd be interested to see where this trial ends up, whether it ends and they go, actually, no, we don't want these, or if it continues on and they do implement them for all maybe customer-facing staff, if that's probably the right way to do about it. Anyone that's on the floor, stacking shelves, the checkouts at the self-service checkouts, helping the people that don't know how to do self-serve yet. I don't know what that's about, everyone out there, but they've been around for a while now. The things have not changed, but yet you all get stuck. I don't really. Anyway, so yes, and customers, I think, bringing all their shit, whatever their shit is that's affecting them for that day, and taking it out on anyone in customer service is a shithead. Because yes, it sucks. Some things do suck. Inflation sucks. Cost of living sucks. Price gouging sucks.
I've literally had someone say to me, I've just yelled at this person because I was having a really shitty day and they were there.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would you do that? They had nothing to do with your bad day.
No.
They literally had nothing to do with the situation.
No.
And all you've done is make their day a bad day.
Yeah.
You've just spread it. Like, if you're going to spread something, spread kindness.
Yeah.
Because you having a bad day, a high pain day, the wheel fell off my car day, isn't something that you need to take out on someone who has nothing to do with your day.
No.
I think it was a postal worker, like they rang looking for a package and the postal worker was like, I'm sorry, it's not coming to you today. And they just lost their shit. And I'm like, there's just the chick that answers the phone.
Yeah. They're not the one actually going to deliver it or not deliver it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you're doing is being nasty for nasty's sake.
And I think there's definitely, I sort of think about this, the more that you're courteous and nice and quite forgiving and understanding with anything. Look, I've had it the other day. I got rear-ended the day after I got my new car. So good times. And I got a phone call from the mechanic and they're doing their best, but some parts are going to take 10 weeks to get here. So
that flabbergasts me because it really, when you look at your car from the outside,
Sure.
It really does just look like it's been knocked off on the bumper.
I know. I know. So, but I'm just trying to give context to this. So I could have got mad. It would have been easy to get mad.
Very.
About this. 10 weeks without a car, but I do have currently my mum's car. She's just recovering from surgery. And then I have the option of getting a hire car from my insurance because it wasn't my fault. And it can be extended because of the circumstances of the 10-week situation of maybe waiting for this part and then obviously the actual car getting fixed. So this is all beyond my control. I can't make anyone go faster. I can't make the part come faster. I can't make the mechanics fix the car faster. So at the end of the day, I just go, okay, thanks for letting me know. Keep me updated.
Move on with my life.
Like I know some, because they were genuinely surprised at my reaction. They were quite nervous about ringing me.
We had that with our local with our recent interactions up at the hospital with everything that's happened.
Yeah.
Every time we said to the nursing staff, "Thank you so much."
Yeah.
Thank you for the care you've shown. Thank you for being so nice to us, for being so accommodating. Thank you for making this as easy a situation as you possibly could.
Yeah.
They all had these dumbfounded looks on their face, like,
yeah.
What do you mean? What are you saying? I don't understand what you're saying. And it's like,
I've never heard this before. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just like, we as a family are just expressing gratitude for you making a very hard situation as
a little bit easier.
Yeah, as easy to sort of move through as possibly could, because it's not an easy situation for any of us to move through.
No.
But
definitely not.
They were extremely considerate
of
the circumstances we were going through, to the point where they brought us a tea cart.
Oh.
They brought us there was a jug with some water, there was tea and coffee, there was biscuits, there was gluten-free biscuits for my mum, and we were just like, you guys didn't need to do that, thank you very much. And they were like, no, it's fine. And like, mum stayed overnight at one point. And one of the nurses came in and said, I just wanted to say thank you for a pleasant shift. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, what have people been doing to you that you think that us staying out of your way and not making a commotion is us being out of our way nice. That's just base level human.
That hurts my soul when I hear this. It hurts my soul that the expectation that most people have of others is that they're going to get mad or they're going to scream and they're going to get angry.
And be difficult and frustrating. And it hurt my soul to see the looks on their faces because they were genuinely dumbfounded at us saying, you know, thank you so much for the care that you've given to our family member. Thank you so much for the care you've shown to us, the consideration that you've shown to us. And I was just like, why are you surprised that we're grateful?
Yeah, they're like deers in headlights. Eh? Yeah.
Like, what?
They're jittery. Freaking out.
they'll be jittery at the next patient.
Just run away. But that's the thing. So customer behavior, yes, there's pressures all the time. Pressures coming from all sorts of areas and angles and stresses in your home, outside the home, family stuff, friend stuff, lots of different things. But yeah, I think as a whole, it's getting worse. It's not getting better. And in every sort of various sector that has customers, which is a lot of places. So how do we make this better?
But is it just me? And I would love for viewer feedback and listener feedback on this one, because I feel like it's a particular generation that is worse than any other.
Yeah.
And it's the generation that turns around and calls us entitled.
Yeah.
It's an older generation.
Yeah.
And they seem to think that, and I know, again, this is like we're painting everyone with the same brush. It's a broad generalization. But it does seem to be, in the majority of situations, one generation over another doing this sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, do you forget after a while that this is what it felt like to be in that position? Have you been out of those roles for so long that you've forgotten that that's a kid?
Yeah. I think people seriously do. And they actually forget that the person that you're probably talking to is not very high on the rank, like, at all. So if you're wanting change, or you're wanting some sort of resolve, or I don't know, whatever you're wanting, don't talk to the kid or the person on the front of anything.
Don't berate them.
Yeah, because you're not going to... One, they can't do anything. They're just going by the policies and procedures that have been laid out for them in order to do their particular job, which might be scanning groceries at checkout and packing your bag, and maybe having some real idle chit-chat while doing so.
Yep.
They can't do anything about prices.
Nope.
They're not anyone high enough to do anything about that. They can't do anything about the wait time in the queue, because there might be one of two people that are on and the rest are at the self-serve. I don't know. Like, I'm just generalizing with different contingencies. But there's a lot that they can't do. The only thing they can do is get you through the queue.
Yeah, as quickly as they physically can.
Yeah, like they can't do much else. They'll stack some shelves. They might change some of the price tags, or put your favourite chocolate in the primo position at some point, half price. I don't know. But they're not doing anything that's going to create giant change. They're not decision makers in any sense of the word.
No, so, they don't wander through the store in the middle of the night and go, I'm going to move all of the Asian spices to the right-hand side of the store and all of the laundry detergent to the left-hand side of the store just to watch chaos.
No, they're definitely not. So I think people having a real good serious look at themselves about when they go out the door, what is their intention for anyone behind the counter? Is it, you're going to say please and thank you? Are you going to say hello? Are you going to say thanks so much for doing that for me? Or thanks for helping me? But there's also the flip side of this is, I feel like, this might make me sound really old, which I'm not, but customer service has definitely changed. And there's, with every job, there's really great people in it that go above and beyond, that will, you know, if you don't have this thing or you don't know about this thing, they might Google it for you. But that's not their job. They're just
helping you out because
they help you.
Yeah.
So, or they might make a phone call for you. Oh, this is actually not us, but we'll call a different department for you and we'll get them over and I'll
we'll figure it out.
Figure
Or,
it out.
you know, I don't have it at this store, but what I could do is I can ring our store in this suburb, see if they have it, and have them put it on hold for you.
Exactly.
And then you can go grab it there. It's only, you know, a suburb over or 10 minutes out of the way to go and get it. They'd be thankful that they're willing to do that.
Yeah. But not everyone's like that. And if they are literally told to scan groceries through the scanner, but they're not told to say beyond, hello, how are you? Well, they might not. They might not do that. They might just do the...
And on the other side of things, they might have a speech or some form of impediment that makes it harder for them to interact with people.
Yeah.
They might be on their first day and be painfully terrified
Yeah.
of what's going to happen because, oh my God, what have I done to myself?
Yeah.
I've started jobs like that where I've been like, why did I do this? Why am I here? But then within a week or two, I've settled and I'm like, oh, no, I really quite like this. This is a good job. I like the people I'm working with. Like it's one of those things that you do. But I find I prefer the self-checkout, much to many of my family members' chagrin, because they do not. And I get the argument. I understand. I don't want to put people out of a job.
Sure.
But I am very much the sort of person that by the end of the week, I am peopled out.
You can't people anymore. It's not possible.
I'm peopled out.
Yeah.
I can't. My social battery is 100% dead. And I just can't people no more. So I like on a Friday being able to do my groceries and go through the self-service.
Yeah.
It does not bother me to scan my own groceries, put them in my trolley and move on. I like the fact that I don't have to have a lot of interaction in that setting.
Yeah.
And but that doesn't mean that I'm mean, because there's always that one handler, and when I go through on a Friday, there are not that many people there, so they're like, hey, how you going? Can I give you a hand with anything? And I'm like, no, I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah.
But, you know, you don't need to growl at them or bite their head off or anything like that. It's like, no, just be pleasant. They are trying to be pleasant. Yeah. You can be pleasant back.
Yeah. And I think there's definitely heavily blame cast on the customer, for sure. Customers can be shit.
Oh, yes.
Like, they can be the worst, and no matter what you do, you could do everything and it still wouldn't be bloody good enough.
Look.
So, yeah. But there is a little bit on the actual side of the person serving.
Yeah.
And I mean, be courteous, also be helpful, be a little bit more attentive, you know, to whatever you know, but we're not expecting, like, you know, a red carpet rolled out or anything.
No. And to put that sort of in personal experience, I've gone to Spotlight looking for a particular thing, right?
Yep.
You know, and I've been talking to one of the people on the floor and said, look, I'm looking for this thing. I can see that you've got the display. I'm just wondering, do you have any in stock? Because the website that is saying that you do have one in stock. I'm just wondering, is that accurate? Could you, you know, is that... And she was lovely. She went above and beyond to try and help me out. She was absolutely darling to deal with.
Yeah.
Had no problems with her. She wandered off. She came back and she's like, look, I can't find any boxes. I'm just going to go talk to the manager to see if they can check what's in the storage out the back, because if it's only one, it may be tucked in behind something and she can see if it's still on our...
Oh, the dreaded out the back. Yep.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting her to go climbing over stuff, but, you know, she was like, she'll be able to check on her scanner if there is actually one in stock. If there is, we'll go look for it. And I was like, oh, that'd be great. Thank you so much. Like, I didn't ask her to do that. I just wanted to know, like, I can't see it on the shelf. Am I blind? She was like, no, I mean, it should be here, but if that's... So I was like, you know, I checked your website before I came.
Yeah.
And it said that there should be, you know, a couple here. Do you know, her manager came over and berated me.
What?
And she was like, you should have rung us before you came in. You should have rung us to confirm it was here before you came in. And I'm like, why are you yelling at me?
No.
And she's like, what? And I'm like, I didn't yell at your staff member. I haven't gotten cranky with anyone.
No.
I asked her a question.
Yeah.
She asked you a question.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to be yelling. No. I don't understand why you're being so aggressive with me. And she's like, well, you should have rung us to see if the stock was here. And I'm like, I didn't need to ring
Oh,
you.
man.
I was in
Yeah.
the area anyway, and I checked your website and it said that you might have some, so I came in.
Mm.
This is not a big deal. I didn't drive 7
Apparently it is a
hours
big
to get
deal.
here.
Huge deal. How dare you?
And she's like, well, I might be able to get this other spotlight on the other side of town to get it for you. And I'm like, okay, well, there's 7 spotlights between here and there, so I don't know why you give me that one.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'll go to Harvey Norman.
Yeah. Nice.
She was like, oh, my good. By the way, your is she your junior? Like, is she just a shop assistant?
Mm.
She's like, yeah, I'm her manager. And I went, well, she should be you because she handled this much better than you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it goes both ways.
It does.
You have managers that really shouldn't be managers that come out
we've
and
all
just
experienced that.
yes. But then you have them come out and it's like, I don't know if maybe something got lost in translation when the shop assistant went up to her and was like,
Maybe.
hey, she's looking
Yeah.
for this thing, and maybe she just had a really bad interaction with someone else and was like already raring for a fight. But I was just like,
Potentially.
I don't understand why I'm being yelled at in the middle of a spotlight. I haven't done anything.
What did I do?
Like, the situation de-escalated pretty quickly when I was like, why are you yelling at me? I haven't done anything.
Why am I in the naughty corner? For anyone internationally listening, we'll just clarify that Spotlight's kind of like a store where you go for arts, crafts, dress ups.
It's kind of like Hobby Lobby.
Okay. Yes.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. Can't even say
Hobby
it.
Lobby would be the American version of like Spotlight and Craft, or
okay.
you know, you go in and you buy your arts and crafts stuff. So it's got Spotlight has your fabric for sewing, your curtains and haberdashery, your what do they call them? Cricket machines, you know,
Yeah, sort of,
vinyl, knitting, yarn, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, bedding, towels,
Yeah.
kitchen stuff.
A
Yeah, it's
little
a
bit
bit of
of
everything, really. Yeah. So thought, just in case anyone that's listening is going, Spotlight, what would that be? Just in case. We know.
Kind of like a Hobby Lobby.
I've not heard of that place before. That's actually quite fun. Hobby Lobby, quite fun to say.
It is really.
Well, I might wrap this up with a little bit of an off-topic thing from what we've been talking about with customers and body cams, but I thought I'd wrap up with another Reddit on Reddit.
Oh, Reddit on Reddit.
It brings us
See,
the
now,
goods.
she gave me a little bit of a preview, and you're not prepared for this one.
I would be keen
Nobody
to hear anyone's
is
thoughts.
prepared for this
I don't know if I'll comment on this, actually. I might just put it out there and see if anyone comments, send something in, asks more questions. Yeah, but it's the gift that keeps on giving. Reddit on Reddit, really. I haven't done it in a little bit, so I thought, why not? Let's just read one.
I'm a little bit worried about the username on that one, to be honest.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, let's not read that out. We're going to get demonetized. Not that we are monetized.
Yeah. We'll just, yeah. So the title of it's Recordable Injury?
Question mark.
Yeah. Need opinions on this incident and its recordability. Employee claimed that while using the restroom, he sustained a rectal laceration from his nails due to the unexpectedly thin toilet paper. He states he received this injury specifically due to the thin toilet paper provided in the restroom by the company. Now he's seen his doctor, who's prescribed him with a painkiller for his rectal scratches, as well as an antibiotic. He is now stating he needs time off because of his sore anus. Would this be considered a recordable injury? How do we prove or disprove his claims? Obviously, he was not alone in the restroom.
He was alone in the restroom.
Oh, yeah. I read that wrong. He was alone.
Look, I do actually, now that you've read it to me again.
Let's take two. Yes.
I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
How long has the employee worked there? How long have they had that particular toilet paper?
I know. Well, that's the thing. Like, unless he's brand new, like, I'm just going to read some of
Yeah, I want to read some of these
the
comments. Come on, give us some
our
comments.
little Reddit on Reddit.
Personal grooming, self-medication, and non-work related condition, or is intentionally
self-inflicted.
Would anyone want to do that?
I'm not playing
Like,
this as
if
a work-related. I'll also push.
But honestly, if he
Yeah,
wanted
to
to push it as a
deny.
work cover injury, I'd sort of be like, we've had that toilet paper since before you started. What do you mean it was unexpectedly thin? You've been here for 5 months. You know, like, that
Yeah.
sort of, like, surely you've been to the toilet in the time you've been here and you understood how thin that toilet paper was.
Well, this is it's not. It
How-
shouldn't be a surprise to you unless you've never been to the toilet while you're at work.
Yeah. Or, like, they're saying it's male. Maybe he just never had to do a number 2, but...
Maybe. There's another comment here. The first step here is to do a reenactment.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. This guy's a putz. Every employer has thin toilet paper. You just have to make a big wad before you wipe.
Fold. Because you want to layer it
Yeah, you do.
when it's that thin. It's like I will never understand why corporations, especially like relatively well-off corporations that are earning a lot of money,
Yeah,
why they have 1-ply toilet paper. Just splurge a little and get us the 2-ply
yeah. One
or the 3-ply.
One is not
3-ply
good
would be
ever.
nicer.
One shouldn't even be a thing
Legal.
anymore.
Shouldn't even be
get rid of
legal anymore.
I'll read this final comment out before we hit the road on this.
Oh my god.
Was he Edward Scissorhands? I don't even understand how this happens. Did he go home during work for this? If not, I don't know if he could actually prove that it happened at work.
Do you really want to see photos of that injury to prove it
You
either
do
way,
not
though?
need to see photos
I
of
don't-
that injury. Never.
Never.
So yes, thoughts from our listeners and watchers would be great.
Mhm.
And I'd love to say again, please rate us 5 stars because we're great.
Like, share,
Forward,
share,
share.
share. Send us to your friends without context.
Yes. Yes, and we'd love to hear some of your I've seen things stories.
Your workplace
Round-
incidences,
Yeah.
what you've... Not just what you've been involved in, but what you've been witness to. Because, I mean, most of what we're going to be talking about is what people have been witness to.
Definitely. And I think you've definitely, if you haven't been in the thick of it, you've definitely heard about something. So that's always interesting too. So we'd love to, because we don't, I feel like I'm harping now because I said this in the previous episode, but please, we don't have anyone that has rated us or given us like thumbs up or you guys are doing great. We just love something, like a little bit of like a pep up just to...
Tell us to keep going.
Yeah, because, we definitely can see that we've increased in like our listener base, which is really awesome.
And
So
we love every single one of you.
I was going to say we'll call you out again. We'll call all 200 of you out at the end of the podcast.
That's the other podcast. We'll call all 20 of you out over here.
Well, that wouldn't take long.
Yeah.
So we'd love something, some sort of interaction from you, like a hello and where you're listening from, watching from, and maybe the type of sort of workplace you might want to hear about too. That'd be cool. Because I know we sort of jump around a little bit, but maybe there's some workplaces we haven't even thought of that we can talk about. So on that, stay safe, people. Seriously though, it's not laughable, man. How dare you? She's laughing.
I am, because that was just so random. It was just like, okay, stay safe.
But it's true. Stay safe. Think safety always at the forefront of your brain when you're at work.
And don't yell at your logistics personnel.
Ooh, good point.
We will catch you next time.
And to that, next stream. See you later.
Bye-bye.